Hi, Assalamualaikum, and we meet again for another tutorial video or lessons for ELC151, and I am still going to cover the reading strategies. Okay, so in this video, the reading strategies that I am going to cover is called linking words or transition words or conjunctions, and also sometimes it is called cohesive devices or known as connecting words. Okay, so there are many title label that can be used to describe this particular reading technique. Okay, alright, but let's take a look at what it is about. Actually, transition words are actually connectors between one sentence to the other, one paragraph to the other, and in writing, in paragraph writing especially, it is very important to make sure that the whole article or the whole essay is cohesive. From one paragraph, it is related to the other paragraph. So there are a lot of types of linking words that is available. Here are some of them, and you need to know how to use them and what does each of the word represent. Okay, now let's take a look at the first one. The first type is when you're talking about agreement, addition, or similarity. So if you wanted to talk about agreement, addition, similarity, not only in writing, reading, but also in your speaking, during your speaking test, you can use these linking words. Okay, so you can say things like, there are a lot of there are a lot of phrases here, so you can actually choose any or memorize a few phrases and then use it in your own reading, writing, and your any way that you communicate. All right. So in the first place, so when you're talking about addition, you have one idea, and then you wanted to provide more examples to support that one particular idea. So you use addition. Okay. By the same token, again, moreover, likewise, similarly, furthermore, additionally. So things like this, these are the linking words that you use. Alright, okay, so that is agreement, addition, and similarities. So when you wanted to provide examples or support and emphasis, these are the words that you can actually use. Okay, in other words, for one thing, as an illustration, so you don't have to just mention for example, if you are giving example. Other than, for example, you can also say things like to illustrate, by all means, for this reason, to put it in another words. Okay, alright, that is the second one. Next, we take a look at the other type. Okay, so you can actually take a look at this particular handout. I'm going to give it to you. So when you want to talk about effect, result, or consequence, you can say as a result, under those circumstances, in that case, for this reason, henceforth, for, thus, because, then, hence. Okay, all of this to indicate effect, result, and consequences. Okay, moving on. If you are talking about opposition, limitation, or contradiction, so here are some of the words that you can use as the linkers, okay, to link one idea to another. So if it's in the opposite meaning, you can use these linkers. Although this may be true, alright, on the contrary, at the same time, in spite of, even though, otherwise, however, nevertheless, nonetheless. Okay, these are all interesting words that you can use to in order to deliver your idea. And you can also, when you're talking about cause, condition, and purpose, so here are some of the words or phrases that you can use. Okay, it's very interesting. You just have to memorize one or two, not once, one is not enough, obviously. So I think you should memorize 5 phrases for each of the categories. But if you manage to memorize and use it as many of the phrases as you can, that is even better. Okay. Next we have when you're talking about space, location, and place. Alright, so here these are the things, the phrases that you can use: in the distance, in the background, in the center of, adjacent to, next to, here, there, where, wherever, around, before, alongside. Okay, moving on. Next, when you're talking about time, chronology, or sequence, these are the words that you can use to describe time, chronology, and sequence. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, next, moving on. We are talking about cause, condition, and purpose. So these are the words that you can use in the event of as much as. Okay. Okay, you can also, alright. Next, when you're talking, when you wanted to come up with conclusion, summary, or restatement of something, especially in writing, if you have a conclusion, or after you almost over with your presentation, at the end of your presentation, you have to come up with a conclusion. So as you conclude, you can say phrases as this one. Okay? Generally speaking, in summary, in conclusion, overall. Alright? So these are the things to conclusion. Or you can also use conjunction. Okay? Conjunction. So these are some of the conjunction that is available for you to use. You have to study each and every one of them, and then you have to go and do your own reading and also practice exercises. It's available out there. Here are some of the acronyms for conjunction: fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay, why am I showing you this? This is very important for you to understand why each of these words, the purpose or the function of these words. Okay, because later in your test, in your reading test, you will be asked such question. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how the question is going to look like. Okay, I'm still using the same reading question. Alright, now take a look at this question. The phrase "as well as" links two ideas. What are the ideas? So you know, as well as, what does it mean? What is the function of as well as? So according to the article here, as well as means to give addition. Okay, it is the same thing. So you have to provide the two ideas linked by this phrase. So you obviously have to identify. So go to line 34. Okay, line 34. It's over here. Okay, so these are the ideas. They must be taught about social interactions between men and women, as well as the importance of maintaining self-respect. So as you can see, the word "as well as" here, it connects these two ideas. Okay? This is the first idea. And this is the second idea. So these two ideas is still supporting the same main idea. Okay, they must be taught about social interactions between men and women and the importance of maintaining their self-respect. So these are the two important things that must be taught uh, to children about sex education in schools. So as well as means that it is the same idea. In addition, you are adding on to the original idea. So the answer is these two sentences. Okay, these two sentences is the answer. So you must write the whole thing as this is answer number 1. Okay, and this is answer number 2. So these are the two ideas that is connected by the word as well as. So remember, for this question, you cannot put this word as part of the answer, because the word as well as I have highlighted here, okay, that is part of the question. Okay, so what you have to provide is actually the idea. So the word as well as the connectors, the linkers itself, cannot be part of your answer. Alright, so part of your answer must be just the idea alone. Alright, so this is the two ideas, and again, remember not to include the question or the linkers as part of the answer. You just have to provide what are the ideas. So for this question, this is the first idea and this is the second idea. Alright, I think that is all from me for this time around about linkers and also cohesive devices, transition words. I would like to remind you all again that there are many terms used to describe such reading strategies. For example, linking words. We have also transition words, cohesive devices, connecting words. Okay, but they are all referring to the same thing, that is to connect more than one ideas to the other. Right? So you have to understand how each words are being used, and I hope that you can actually apply these linking words, transition words in your own writing and also in your speaking later. And at the same time, when you are asked in the reading test later on, hopefully you will be able to answer. So in order for you to be able to answer, you need to understand how the linking words is used and what is the purpose of that particular linking words. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you very much, and inshallah we'll be seeing you again in the next video. Okay, assalamualaikum. Bye bye.